This man was sleeping rough in brutal cold. Then a pawn shop owner saw his name on decades-old bonds. It was a bitter winter in Chicago, especially for those living on the streets. Among the homeless community was an Army veteran, but little did the former soldier know that there was someone looking for him, and they were about to give him something that would turn his life around. This remarkable story begins in Kansas, way back in 1980. It involves two men, a pawn shop, and some savings bonds. Nearly 4 decades later, the tale has finally reached a conclusion, and it's a truly uplifting story to recount. The first character to mention is Woodrow Wilson Jr. In 1980, he was a 21-year-old serving in the U.S. Army. But when money became a bit tight, Wilson decided that he needed to make a quick buck, and he knew that he had a few savings bonds worth $100 each. So, he strolled into Jack and Dick's pawn shop not far from his military base in Fort Riley and handed them over. A man named Chris Mathis took charge of the pawn shop back in 1991. Then, in the process of organizing the store recently, Mathis discovered some things that intrigued him. Sure enough, he came across Wilson's old bonds, and they were no longer worth just $100 each. In fact, they had increased in value to more than $3,000 in total. With this in mind, Mathis was keen to track down the original owner of the bonds. But that didn't prove itself to be an easy feat, not by any means. In the end, the pawn shop owner enlisted the help of a private investigator. And through their endeavors, it was discovered that Wilson was African American and in his late 50s. What's more, although he used to reside in the neighborhood of Austin, it was probable that Wilson was now living on the streets of Chicago. The pawn shop owner wanted to return the bonds to Wilson in the hope that they would help to turn the veteran's life around. "It's been so cold lately," Mathis told Chicago Sun-Times on December 30, 2017. "This can help him get off the street." But first, of course, there was the small matter of finding Wilson. And although he had proven so elusive, to use Mathis' own words, with the help of people on the street and a Chicago Sun-Times reporter, Wilson was finally located. Initially, however, he didn't believe what was going on. In fact, the veteran thought he was being scammed. "Why would this guy Mathis want to help me?" he said, before being persuaded that Mathis was for real. "This is huge for me," the former soldier said. "I'm extremely grateful." Unfortunately, Mathis couldn't be there to see Wilson's reaction firsthand, but the two men did get to speak on the phone a little later. Mathis also wrote Wilson a letter and described how he had worried about the dropping temperatures in Chicago. In return, Wilson also had a chance to tell Mathis a little more about his life. He explained how he had been rejected from homeless shelters and that he only had a couple pairs of trousers and a single blanket to see him through the harsh winter. Now, thanks to Mathis' efforts to trace him, the homeless veteran could look forward to a brighter future. In what is an incredible tale of kindness and determination, Wilson's life has been changed immeasurably for the better, and by a total stranger, no less. But Mathis couldn't have done it without the help of the people of Chicago.